So many people may not realize it yet, but 2025 is going to continue to be a big year for ADA and Cardano. In fact, this summer, we have some major things taking place that can accelerate the ecosystem even further. And what's interesting is both Solana and Ethereum are currently in ADA and Cardano sites. And we're going to talk about what that next move might look like, when this could take place, and a couple of those big things that people need to be prepared for. So if you guys are new or haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, hit that bell. Again, it's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So right now, it is at about 64.60 or so. It's about 6:23 a.m. Central Standard Time. I don't even know why I'm talking about the short-term price, because these are more longer-term moves. But when we look at the big overall perspective, ADA currently sits at 10th overall, technically number 8 because I don't count stables. You have Solana at 6 at a $68 billion market cap, and you have Ethereum at 2 at a $202 billion market cap. Guys, we're within a 9x of flipping both Solana and Ethereum. And I'm not saying that's going to happen instantly, but everything is starting to take shape. First of all, we have some big things that are taking place this summer. We have the midnight airdrop, real big part of the ecosystem coming online, bringing a lot of people into frankly the Cardano ecosystem, right? Because midnight can use Cardano consensus. I mean, that's going to be, I think, a lot bigger deal than what people are realizing. It's going to be one of the largest airdrops in crypto history. And you might start to see the Cardano ecosystem boom in a much bigger way. But really, another thing that is coming online this summer that is going to bring a lot of liquidity to the Cardano, that's going to bring a lot more use to Cardano, is Bitcoin OS, right? Using Cardano as a smart contract layer for Bitcoin is going to be a lot bigger deal than people realize. Bitcoin developers are going to love actually being able to utilize a blockchain that is fast and secure. So this is going to be a really big summer that I think people are sleeping on. And we're already starting to see signs that Cardano is really making up ground versus Solana and Ethereum. And I talked about this. If you guys remember back at the end of the bear market cycle, early part of the bull market cycle, I said I would not be surprised if we get to this point where, ADA and Solana are similar market caps by the end of this market cycle. And I was talking around a $500 billion market cap. I've said many times that, Ethereum doesn't have enough working in its favor right now where it can really make those huge legs. Yes, it could still obviously extend and do multiple X's and stuff. But if you haven't noticed, when we look around the space, I try to pay attention to as much news as I can. Solana is very quiet. Ethereum is very quiet. There's not much taking place right now, but yet Cardano continues to have a very loud narrative. Lots of discussions, tons of news coming out, many advancements taking place. And what people need to realize is that those are important to have, especially when we're about to get into big times of adoption, because people outside the space doing research, looking at assets in the market, if you're consistently seeing news surrounding Cardano, but you're not seeing news surrounding Ethereum or Solana, which one are you more likely to flow to? Likely to ADA. Just looking at the charts alone here, first of all, ADA versus ETH has really been accelerating since June of 2024. Has not slowed down at all. In fact, we have reached the best level versus Ethereum that we've seen since all the way back in July of 2022. All right. So that's all the way back in the bear market cycle. That's a very exciting sign for ADA. What we're also seeing right now is, ADA versus Solana since November of 2024 has really been accelerating in a big way. In fact, it looks like we're about to see our next leg here versus Solana. We actually have a big, oh, wow. We have a big, if I could draw, big inverse head and shoulders playing out here. And it looks like ADA is going to try to make that next leg and gain some ground versus Sol. Now, this isn't, a guarantee or financial advice or anything like that, but that's just how things are shaping up right now. And as far as timeline goes, ADA's only about a little over 3x away from flipping Solana. If things keep going the way that they're going, I have a feeling that sometime this summer we're going to flip Sol. Okay. If things keep going the way that they're going, if the narrative surrounding Cardano remains loud, if we get the Bitcoin OS integration and there's major development and use taking place there, if Midnight comes online and drives a lot of excitement and adoption there, you could frankly see ADA targeting Ethereum by the end of this market cycle. I'm talking later in 2025. Now, again, this is just my speculation at this point, because again, there's still the potential that something big happens for Solana or something big happens for Ethereum, but they got a long way to go. Got to fix gas fees. Solana's got to fix uptime, exploits, I haven't had too many problems with exploits as of late. Network congestion. The problem is that, Cardano's kind of, it has all the solutions, right? It's cheap fees. It's highly scalable. It's even going to be more scalable once Leos comes online. That's another big thing coming in the not so distant future here. I mean, the stars are kind of aligning perfectly for Cardano. And basically the biggest thing we have to make sure happen is that that we don't mess it up, right? Luckily, there's been so much research and development that's been done to get to this point already. I would not be surprised if those came online and it was seamless integration, seamless run off the ground there. So that's all I got to share with you guys. I'm really excited for what things are shaping up to look like this summer. And understand, guys, you need to have a long-term perspective, all right? Just because ADA isn't making massive moves to $3 in the next couple days, maybe it does, who knows, right? But just because that's not happening doesn't mean good things aren't taking place. It doesn't mean that we're not making steps forward right now. What you want to see is consistent steps forward towards the future. You don't want to see complacency. You don't want to see ADA and Cardano become stagnant, which they have not been. There are many other ecosystems in the space that have been doing zero stuff during this time. And that's what gives me a lot of excitement for what the rest of this market cycle can bring. So I appreciate you guys as always. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below. When do you think these flips are going to take place? Do you think they're going to take place? But have a great day. Share your love below. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.